Webinar, Getting Started with Email Marketing, and this is a live guided demonstration. Well, of course, this is recorded, but those that were with me earlier for the webinar, this is a copy of what we went over when we did the live webinar. So this will act as a follow-up for you to review later. If you missed my webinar and you'd like to join a future webinar, you can just go to powersellingmom.com/webinars, and on that page you can subscribe to sign up for future webinars that I'll be presenting. Okay, so again, I'm Dana Crawford. You can find me at powersellingmom.com. I'm a certified business consultant, and I'm also a Constant Contact authorized local expert. So I'm very proud to be a part of the Constant Contact team because their service is amazing, and I'm a true dedicated user of the site. So it's my pleasure to share with you what I've learned over the years and help you get started with your first email now that you've taken that first step with the trial. If you haven't set up your trial yet that you received in the email, or you're new and watching this, you can go to powersellingmom.constantcontact.com, or I'll have a link at the bottom of this in the comment section. You'll see above the comment section in this video, you'll see a link to go subscribe and receive your free trial. All right, moving right along. So today's agenda, I'm going to give you a live guided demonstration about how to create your first email, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a newsletter. We're going to talk about color, editing the colors, how to upload photos and using different photo options, links, inserting links, and we're going to talk a little bit about inserting social, because it's important that you share all of your emails through the social sites as well and gain followers to all of the social sites. Also, there's a contact and report, so we're going to talk about uploading your contacts and also paying attention to the reports that you receive. All right, and of course, this is a live demo. We won't have time for Q&A, but if you see the comment section as this is posted on YouTube, whoops. Also, the Q&A, if you see this, if you're on YouTube, you'll see below there's a comment area. You can feel free to ask questions there, or just head over to powersellingmom.com and ask any questions that you need, and I'll be happy to answer them. All right, so before I log in, just a quick, I know some of you out there already have Constant Contact, so I'm going to log into an account shortly. But the purpose of this demonstration is when I do, you may not see a screen that looks exactly like the one that you already have. If you are an existing Constant Contact member, you would see a screen that looks more like this, which is an older version. And then those of you that are brand new that create an account, you're actually going to see a different kind of a screen. But either way, no matter what kind of screen that you see, you'll notice that all of the emails that are created, the newsletters, are the same. So let's go ahead and get right to it and go to powersellingmom.constantcontact.com. So as I noticed with the two different things, the two different versions, they're basically two different front doors, but once you get in the front door, they both lead the same functions. All right, so here we have the home screen. So when you log in, I recommend taking advantage of any tutorials or videos that they offer, because it's an awesome opportunity for you to learn, and every day should be a learning day, and it helps us grow and learn new things. Every day I learn something new. So right now I'm going to go ahead and close this tab. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on create. Now this session is about getting started with basic email marketing, creating an email. So there's all of these other things going on which I will save for other webinar presentations. But right now let's click on send an email. And then we're going to get right to create. Now the first thing you'll see are all of these awesome templates that Constant Contact has to offer. The list goes on with all kinds of shapes and sizes and designs and colors. You can change colors. So I suggest that you look at the different styles of templates, and then you can pick and choose which one you feel will work with whatever kind of thing you are sending out. There's even specifics for donations. You can see there's perfect ones for realtors. All kinds of templates. And you can click on view all templates because there's even more additional. The list goes on. For different holidays, they've made it so easy for us to send out announcements for all the holidays from all over the world. As you can see, there's all different occasions, colors, and events. So let's just get back up to the top, and the other thing is you can go preview any of them before you get started. So let's start with this one, and we're just going to click select. And once that comes up, you'll notice that the header here is your basic. We got our fonts and colors and fonts off to the left. These are all of the tiles that show us all of the colors that are being used in this template. And then these are the blocks. Blocks are the names of all of these little areas to the right. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit so you can see every time I hold my cursor over a block, it gets highlighted. And then I can decide if I want to work in that block area or not. So the first block at the top is always the header. The header is very important and should always be adjusted according to what you're going to send out. So we just click on the pencil. Now your subject line is what's going to help people to open this email. They're going to see who it's from, and then they're going to look at the subject line, and they have just a few seconds to determine if they're going to open it now, later, or never. So let's try to create an interesting subject line. For this example, I'll put, let's see, testing. All right, testing newsletter for the webinar. Did you attend? So you can make it not too long, but you want to make it interesting. Testing newsletter for the webinar. All right, newsletter is not real intriguing. What would make you want to open up this newsletter or this email coming out? What would make you want to open it up? Something like, have you seen the new sign at, I don't know, have you seen the new sign at Starbucks? Take a look at what I saw. Something interesting that will work for your newsletter or your email going out. And then who's it from? You can put your company name, or you can put your full name, whichever you'd like, just so that it's recognizable. You want them to recognize who it's from. And then down here, use the from address as the reply address. You can also change that if you want to add another additional email address, one for them who it's from, and then one for them to respond to. It's up to you. And then permission reminder, we're not going to use that right now, but you may want to use that later. That's just a reminder that they have subscribed to your newsletter and that they want to make sure it's added to the inbox. Web page version, I usually, yes, click that so that if they can't view it, they have the option to click on a web page version. And then social share links, I always include those because this encourages them to share the newsletter across all of their social sites. And then we click OK. So this is a great opportunity for your newsletter to go viral so that people can share it. Now you'll see as I'm moving the cursor, well, let's see, move the page down a little bit to the next block, and they make recommendations for you. Some readers see this part of your email after the subject line in the inbox, write something brief and catchy, compelling them to open the email. So this is a little intro to the email, so you could put something catchy in there. Something like, I stopped by Starbucks and ordered a coffee when I noticed this, when I noticed something, and then a few ... save. All right, and then the next area, we can take or leave. So if we say, you know what, I don't want to add a logo, I don't want to put my image right there, I can X that out and I can delete the block. So as I'm moving my cursor down, you'll notice that each block area is highlighted. So let's say I want to go ahead and work in this area. I'll click on the pencil in this block, and then I'm going to upload an image. So I would just click on change because they've already have this image there called logo image. And of course, I don't want that. So I'm going to click over to my library. Now, if I had a URL of where this was at, I could put a link to the URL where I have the photo stored at. Like if you have it on PhotoBucket or your website or wherever you have a photo stored, you could insert that image link. Or you can store like 5 photos for free. There's also some stock images that you can use for free. I like to upload mine, so I'm going to customize it. And then always make it clickable if needed. So put in http powersellingmom.com. And then always, I don't want a caption. The caption would be words that go under the photo, but I don't need a caption this time. But I am also going to put the image description. And then that's important to always write that in there because those people that don't accept images in their text or HTML in their email, then at least if they see some words with a link, they'll understand what the image said, what the image was supposed to be, so they can kind of imagine what it was. And it just helps break up the email properly. So you'll notice there's this slide bar. I can make it big. I can make it small. I can resize it. You can also resize it on the page. And then we just click Insert. Now I kind of would like this to be in the middle, so I'm going to highlight it and then click on, or if I could move it to the right or the left, and then save. All right, and now here I can add something else. So the ideas are endless here. All right, put a few words in there. And then if I say, okay, I don't want this information there, I'm just going to exit out and delete it. I'm going to delete this area. And then you'll see these little opportunities for more things. So I'm going to click on image. I'm going to change that image. This time I'm going to go add a different image. And I'm not going to make it clickable, but I have the laughing eating family inserted in there. And then here's where I could write more words and then save. And then you can see how I can pick and choose how it's going to look, what I'm going to do. If there's an area that I don't like, I put an X in it and delete it. And if I over here, I'll see these other blocks. And the spacer, that's there's a divider. I want to put in, say I want to put in a coupon. So you'll notice a coupon's all the way to the bottom of this list, and I just click on the plus, and it'll add it to the bottom. If I want to move it up, I hold my cursor over the cross and then drag it up to where I want it and then drop it. And then I can fill this out and customize what percentage I want on my coupon. I can talk about the offer, and then I can put in the expiration date and then save. So as you can see, I'm not going to go into too much details, but you can see how easy it is to customize this. Now here's something else. When you go click on a block, and then it's let's see, one with a pencil. Let's go up here. Click on one with a pencil. Then you'll notice that these almost come to life over to the left. These are other things that you can insert into your current block that you're working on. A video link is really fun. You can drag that over or just click the plus, and up will come the video that it asks you for the direct URL to the video that you want to insert. And it'll actually create an image and insert that for you. We can also go to the image library. It'll bring up your library, or you can search for other images, or you can go to social. Now I like to add these to the bottom. So I can just click on my Facebook one, for example, and these are the options. I already have my Facebook business page saved. I can click on like us on Facebook, like me, or any of the little symbols, and then insert it. And it'll insert it there, and I can actually move it if I want to drag it down to the bottom, or I can put my cursor in front of it and hit the enter key, enter, 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 and move it down that way. And then if for some reason I don't like it, I can just click on cancel, and I'm done, and boom, it'll go back to the way it was. So nothing's in stone. You can go in and play around with this. Then I encourage you to click on preview. And when you click on preview, you can see what it would like in your email, or you can take it a step further and send a test to yourself. And when you send a test to yourself, I also encourage you to send it in both HTML and text version, because then this will let you see what it looks like for those people that don't have graphics, that they don't accept graphics in their email. And then just click on send a test, and then it'll say success, your test has been sent. Close the window, and then you go back to where you were. Click on save. Oh, I forgot to mention up at the top left where you customize your campaign, when you double click on this, you can give it a name. So I'm going to call it Starbucks Test. And the public does not see that. That is just for your records. So all you do is click on it and then change what you want, and then save. The system does save. You can see it last saved at 10:16 p.m. It's getting late here. And then continue. Now what happens now is it'll let me, you have to have saved in your address and all of your information, and I actually never filled all that in. Let me do that real quick. Okay, now we got that. Continue. Okay, so now it's going to ask me, do I want to send it now? Do I want to send it later? I'm going to send this later. Then it'll ask me what date do I want to send it? And then what time of day do I want to send it? And I'd like to get results of the email so I can see how many people opened it. I could use my analytics here if I'd like. I just added the campaign title for my analytics. It's another class. And then I can add contacts, or I can use my list. I have a list already called General Interest. I'm going to add it to that list. Or I can add contacts. I can put their email one in at a time. I want to just send it out to one. And then there's the subject line. I just review everything. And then at the bottom, you'll see Simple Share. Now, what happens with Simple Share is you click on that, and this is where you can connect with Facebook, with Twitter, with LinkedIn. And then what that means is when you email this out, when you send it out, it'll go live, links will go live to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And then click on Schedule. All right, it'll say my email's ready to launch. We'll be sending on Monday, September 29th. And there's all the information there. And that's that. I'm done. Now it'll bring me back to home. And then you'll see when you send an email, it's called a campaign. Everything that you do on Constant Contact is called campaigns. Now off to the left, we can click on Contacts. And this is where you would go to upload your people. So let's say we want to add contacts. I can add them from File. And I'm going to click on Add from File. And then I would click on Choose File. And then I would just try to search my library for all kinds of let's see, I don't know where I have any right now, but I would just search my files for what let me just look. Constant Contact. Okay, pull in the file. This is a CSV file, and you can see it says January. That was the name of my file. And then I click Continue. And then it'll ask me, what do I want to import from that file? So I want this row is the first name, this row is the last name, and then this row is the email address. And if I don't know if it's work or home, I just put them all for other usually. And then click Continue. And then I can choose what list I want to add those contacts in. So I'll click on the plus sign to look for the list. Now these are little lists that I made, and I'm going to add them to the test list. And I'm also going to create a new list. So this new list I'm going to call Testing. And then I'll click Create. And then it'll add that new list to my list of lists. And then Apply. And then Import. And now the system will bring in all of those contacts that were on that report. It says 19 were added. And then I can go check at my email lists. And it'll show me how many people I have on each list. And if I want, I can delete them easily. Delete this list only. There we go. And so on. It's nice to create your lists ahead of time, I think. I like to have different lists made. Okay, and then it's real easy to look at all your lists. And then that's how you do contacts. So you can add them through create a new contact where you would just do one by one, put in first name, last name, all of the information one by one, or you can add multiple contacts where you're putting, I think it does like 10 at a time. Yeah, 10 at a time. For email, first name, last name, and then whatever category you want. If it's email, a second email, or maybe you want to put in where they're from, what city, or whatever other information you'd like. And then the next one is add from file, which I showed you, get new contacts. And what that does is it'll bring it into your create a sign up form. And to do this, you can click on create a sign up form. And what I do is, like say, we'll just fill all this out, follow the prompts. I want to have them on the testing. Click continue. I want to capture their email address and their first name or whatever else I'd like. Click continue, and then now I can customize it. I could add a file. I'm going to add my logo, insert, and then continue. And then now you'll see these sign up forms. You can actually, here's one created today, and then I get the link for it, share the link. I'm going to copy. I'll show you what it looks like. And boom, there's what it looks like. There's my sign up form, sign up to stay in touch. People would just come in and put in their email, their first name, sign up. And that's how they'll receive that little note. And then they'll be placed on a new list. So let's go back to where we were on the contacts and import from Google. And what that does is that'll bring into your Google account, and you can upload all of the email addresses you have in your Google account and then import from other apps. If you have some other apps, you can use it there. Now the reporting tool off to the left, that is where you go to take a look at how many people opened your email. I didn't send any yet, so I don't have any reports there for you. But you can look at all of the emails that were opened, what were the statistics, and I will go into another webinar day on that. And then the library down here, this is where your files are stored. You could upload a PDF file, or you can browse their image gallery. They have all kinds of images. Like say I'm gonna look for an image of a dog because I've got something. I can't. I have to look at free ones. And there's lots of free ones in here. Or you could set up, if you get a toolkit account, you can get all of these for free. But there's all kinds of images. Excuse me. So let's click on the free one. I want to add that to my library. And yes, I agree. And then now that doggy has been put into my library. So I can look at my computer. I can drag files into my computer, or I can go to the social networks, which means it'll connect with Facebook, and it'll look for, there they are, files that are in my Facebook account on my business page. There are different files that I had on my, oh, look at all the dogs I have. Those are my grand dogs that I had on my business page, and then stock images. So those are the choices on the library. And then we're going to go back home. And that's it. Now we can view the pricing plans. And then you'll see the choices on all of the prices. Now, if you're going to have a basic, just send out basic emails. You can have up to 500 names, and it'll cost you $15 a month. And then there's all kinds of options with that. The most popular one is the $45 a month, which is the full toolkit, and it has landing pages and reporting, all kinds of more advanced kind of options all into one. So take a look at all of those, and they're actually running a special. If you're watching this and it's before September 30th, when you go to, let's see, well, if you're a nonprofit, you also get a discount. But say I want to buy now, all you do is click on buy now. And then when you're filling all this out, go to next. Of course, if you prepay, you get more. Oh, it's on the next page. Well, you put out all of your information in here. And then when you get to the next page, you put in the code, the promo code SEP. And then 2014, SEP 2014. And if you put that in, then you'll get 30% off for the next 3 months. And it's a great way to take advantage of that toolkit and get that set up and see what that's like. Or you can also use it on the basic. It's up to you. But you just put that in at checkout. Also, you get percentages off if you prepay for the year in advance. You get a great discount too. Social sites, stop by powersellingmom.com, and I'll be happy to answer them. Meanwhile, enjoy your free trial at powersellingmom.constantcontact.com.